Alright. A very good day. I would like to bid to Madam Isadura. We are Group 16 of LAX2049. I've got news for you. Today we are going to do our group discussion 5 video, which we will each share news about economics that we have found. So before we start our session today, let's start by introducing ourselves first. My name is Vivian Johannes and my metric number is 199069.
My name is Abdul Hakim bin Abdul Aziz. My metric number is 198260.
Hi everyone, my name is Nurkairin Anis binti Muhammad Karimi and my metric number is 196118.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aiman Hakim Rahim, and my metric number is 198765.
Hi, my name is Ruben Rajchandran. My metric number is 196960.
Hi, my name is Yong Yume. My metric number 199321.
Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Saiman Muhammad Khairuddin. My metric number is 199084.
Hi everyone, my name is Amira Najra binti Zabidi and my metric number is 199334.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you are excited to share your news today. Okay. Anybody would like to be the first one to share the news?
Hi Vivian, I would like to share my news first. Can I?
Sure.
Alright. My news is I got this news from News Straits Times, and the topic of this news is Malaysia's economy to bounce in Q1 on strong trade. So in this news, there are a few topics that are very interested for me. The first one is Malaysia gross domestic GDP growth is expected to rebound sharply in the first quarter of 2021. And this is from the research from Kenanga Research. So what is the why our domestic growth is our gross domestic, our economy is rising is because it is driven by the strong performance of manufacturing export sector and also from technology sector. This is because during this pandemic, COVID-19, many of us is doing online working and also online studying and also online teaching. So there are a lot of demand for PCs for working and learning. So SENE it stands for electrical and electronics. For the bulk manufacturing export, we estimated that value-added manufacturing output could have expanded by 7.3% in Q1 2021. This is from ANE is from electrical and electronics. And also, Kenanga Research also estimated that value-added export could have expanded by 13.5% in Q1 of 2021 than Q4 of 2020. And also, even though our economy is affected by COVID-19, but during now our country is and also the world has already received vaccine, and they hope that the vaccine will going smooth and will rise up our economy more. So the reason why I choose this topic is because Malaysia economy is the most important thing that we have to consider, because if our economy is strong enough, so we can attract more investors to invest in our country, so that our economy will be more strong in the future. So that's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Hafiz, for sharing your news. So moving on next, maybe I will be the one presenting my news. Are you guys able to see the article?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So this is an article that I found from CNBC. The headline for the article is "Here are the 10 biggest economies in the world before the pandemic versus now." So to summarize, the article is actually discussing on what countries are the biggest economic power in the whole world now and how it compared to the past before COVID-19 happened. So no doubt, the pandemic COVID-19 play a big role in some of the changes that happened to the power of the economic power in the whole world. So, according to okay, according to the analysis of International Monetary Fund economic forecast, countries such as United States, China, Japan, and Germany, they still dominate the top four spots in terms of economic powers. But some rankings have changed. To see the changes, the economists compared the country's GDP before the pandemic happened, which is in 2019, and the country current GDP, which is in 2020. So you can see here, these are the ranking. We have United States at the top, followed by China, Japan, Germany, India, UK, France, Italy, Brazil, and Canada. So after COVID-19 happened, here are some changes that happened. The first changes is that India falls behind the UK. If we see in this ranking, before the COVID-19 happened, India is leading in front of the UK, but because of their government inability to handle the pandemic, they fall behind the UK, which I think they dropped to the sixth place behind UK last year. And then another changes that happened is that Brazil actually dropped out of the top 10 list because of uh, the country failure to contain the pandemic. But as we know, if we see the statistic of COVID-19 cases for the whole world, Brazil is in third place for the country with most COVID-19 cases. So it really reflects on their economy. We can see that how the pandemic really destroy the country economy, which makes them drop out from the top 10 biggest economic power in the whole world. And actually, there are new emerging country into the list, such as South Korea. Although Korea is one of the country that was hit by COVID-19 the earliest, but their country is capable to contain the virus, and actually they managed to save their economy and make them rise up in ranking. So the reason I chose this news that it is important for us to understand the impact of COVID-19 to a country economy. So in hope that we can learn from these big countries on how to handle the pandemic so our economy sector will not be affected. I think that's all from me.
Okay, may I share my news?
Yeah, sure you can.
Alright, so today I want to share the news about Asian financial crisis in 1997 and 1998 that I found in the H market of article. So from this news that I can say that during in 1997, in 1998, Malaysia has not Malaysia, the ASEAN financial crisis has occurred. It involved in a Malaysia too. So it is because our rates, money rates has very low than the US dollar. Even though the Thailand also have been affected by the baht. The baht currency is very low from the US dollar. So that from the experience that, not experience that, but what can I hear and search that during that time, many workers have been unemployment in Malaysia, and also it takes about 1 year until 2 years to recovery the financial crisis in Malaysia. That time, our Prime Minister is Tun Dr. Mahathir that fixed the exchange rate to become 3.8 to the US dollar. So what can I say? The financial crisis is we have uh, we have to prevent from the financial crisis because it has a lot of disadvantages to us and our beloved country. So thank you.
Next, who would like to share? Second May.
Alright, so I will
Sorry, sorry.
proceed. I will share my news. Alright, so I will proceed. So my news is from Malay Mail, and it's on 3 May 20.
Yes.
Okay, and the news that I choose is about MDEC. Malaysia needs solid foundation to support new wave digitalization. So, so for the summarization of this news, actually it's about MDEC, which is Malaysia Digital Economic Corporation, where they are actually needed foundation to increase our coverage, which is from 4G to 5G. So they need foundations. And so our MDEC are getting foundations from Huawei and also Dell Technologies. So basically, for from Dell Technologies, um, they are they are actually helping in for the innovations for IoT and also um, to to increase the coverage in Malaysians since during COVID-19 pandemic, as we all know that everyone work from home and also everything is um, based on internet. So they are facing so they needed to upgrade nation's digitalization. So basically, that is a summarize of the news. So I found it interesting, and that's why I choose this news. That's all.
Thank you, Amira, for sharing your news. Moving on, who wants to share the news? Please, you can share your news.
Okay, I got this news from the News Straits Time. Malaysian travel agency tend to selling food and Everland as borders stay shut. For your information, a total of 95 tourism agency and tourism activity operate have been closed down, while others have seen their income affected. Um, Early this month, the Malaysia's over 5,000 travel agents has been badly hit. The tourism industry suffered an estimated loss in revenue of more than 100 billion. So, the travel agency from selling ski, safari tour and package to popular destination like Paris, to trading in fruit and other customer product online to solve their cash flow problems. Apple Vacation, who offer the travel package around the world, from ski trip in South Korea to safaris in Kenya before the pandemic start. But after Malaysia closed its border in March last year, uh, they uh, they find the new ways to sustain their business. They start selling premium fruit from Japan, Korea, and Australia, um, and also give and tidbits from Japan, Japanese wagyu beef, and dry scallops. The reason why they do this is because to diversification it for self-rescue and to stop the bleed. The agency Association also launched online market in January to sell date import from Saudi Arabia, perfume, fresh poultry, cakes, and even plot of land to generate a new source of income. Um, the demand has been great, said Datuk Jeffrey, because top selling their product is Ajwa date, which is more than 20 tons are sold. So that's all from me. I choose this news because Malaysian economy is not stable. So whenever it is, we must find another ways to sustain our business. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Anis, for sharing your news. Maybe next we can have Aiman to share his news.
Okay,
Okay, we
man.
can see already.
Let's see.
Okay. So my news title is Malaysia first quarter economic growth slows to 0.7%, better than forecast. I choose this news from the Reuters that is published on Business Times website. And the title, as mentioned before, Malaysia's first quarter economic growth slows to 0.7%, better than forecast. Okay, for the summary of this news tells about Malaysia's economy grew at slower pace, which is about 0.7% in first quarter. This means that our economic growth for the first quarter is growing slow, but around 0.7%. This is due to the pandemic COVID-19, where there are some business going down, and there are many person lost their job, and the investor from the outside Malaysia not coming to Malaysia to invest and do any project, bigger project, which is it is because the border of Malaysia is not open at all. But this percentage is better than what is predicted by Reuters poll, which is Malaysia's economy, based on Reuters poll, will in the slow pace about 1.5%. Sorry. So this shows that our country can still survive even though Malaysia are facing difficult time during COVID-19 pandemic. And the reason why I choose this news because I want to share to you guys the current situation that is specifically in economic sector during this pandemic COVID-19. I want you guys to know that our country still can survive, and our country can still facing these difficult times. and we should proud of our country because we are a small country, and but we still can manage our economy to not declining seriously as other countries near us such as Philippines, Thailand. They are also facing declining in economic growth, but it's better to us because our uh, economic growth is not declining seriously, and it is still under control. So that is my news. So we can proceed to the next person. Thank you from me.
Okay, it's glad to hear that our country economy is actually in a good situation. So thank you, Ayman, for sharing your news. Next, maybe Ruben can share your news.
Okay, thank you. Next, I will share my news. Okay, thank you. This is about Malaysia economics has a serious political problem. It is even more important to get on with big structure fields and structural upgrades to reduce red tape and graft, create level playing fields and encourage a startup boom. The succession of governments avoided these reforms for more than 2 decades. This include Mahathir's first stint as leader that end in 2003 and during Mahathir 2.0. This is a news which is praised by William Pesek, who is a award winner on Tokyo-based journalist and author in Japanization, What the World Can Learn from Japan Lost Decades. What he have told is our leader of not the leader of Malaysia, Nur Shamsia Muhammad Yunus, but she might as well. The central bank she heads is taking the lead in steering one of Asia's most chaotic economics through the COVID-19 crisis. Everyone know now the COVID-19 crisis is the biggest crisis that faced by every country, not only Malaysia. So on today, Bank Negara Malaysia cut benchmark interest rate to a record low of 1.75%. The 25 basis point step was the fourth since late January. For perspective, in 2009, at the height of the global financial crisis, Malaysian rates never dropped below 2%. So as COVID-19 fallout devastate the global economy, our Prime Minister Muhyiddin and his inner circle are almost completely consumed with domestic squabbling, uh, which Mahathir has not gone away quietly, and neither has Najib. Mahathir, who turns 95 on Friday last year, is plotting another run at the premiership either himself or through a ally. Najib is attempting a post-arrest comeback after the corruption scandal surrounding the Survivor Wealth Fund 1 Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB. What this matter talk about is this affect the fact of political in political invoiding in Malaysia economic sector, which we can include politics and economics in one situation, because whenever we talk about politics and economics, these are the two main structure for our country, and one is affected, the another one also will be affected. Based on this news, what is William Pisek told us is uh, we must not include our political issues into economics. That's all from my news. Thank you.
Lastly, maybe we can hear from May. Are you ready?
Yes.
So I take the news from the Edge Market, and the title of the news is Climate Change Could Cut Malaysian Economic Growth 20% below expectation by 2050. Um, Economic growth below 20% that expect will be happen in 2000, 2050 if the increase in global temperature by 20 degrees Celsius. They said rising temperature will reduce global wealth significantly by 2050 as crop will fall, disease will spread, and so on. WSJ, Wall Street Journal, said that climate change climate change can be expected to shift 11 to 40% of global economic output by 2050. And it's about RM 94.59 trillion in reduced annual global economic output worldwide as a result of climate change. And this is also happened to the other country like UK, US, Finland, Indonesia. They also face like Malaysian will face by 2050, which is the economic growth 20% below. And the reason why I choose this news because it make us to think that how to overcome this situation in the future, and also is the best way to handle this problem for our next generation. That's all for me. Thank you.
So that's all for the presentation about the news in economic sector. So now we will go to the next session, which is the voting session. So we will sorry. So we will choose only two news among us to be put in the publication. So can we start now for voting? We already get two highest voting news title to be put in our publication, which is first is Amira News with 5 votes, which is MDEC Foundation for Digitalization, and the second highest vote is from Hafiz, which is Malaysia's economy rebound. So uh, these two news will be put in the our publication. So anyone agree with this?
Yes.
Any
Yes.
objection?
Agree.
I agree. Okay. And the end of the voting, that's mean that our group discussion video is done. Uh, and that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.